Welcome to the Free to Soar podcast. My mission is to inspire, empower, and equip heart-centered, mission-driven, kingdom-minded business owners to show up freely and fully as the brilliant, powerful change makers that you are, so that you can lead the business and the life of your dreams. You'll enjoy vulnerable, authentic conversations with me and other heart-centered, mission-driven leaders that will spark your heart and ignite your passion to powerfully transform you, your business, and your life from the inside out. Your next level of impact and income is about unleashing the fullness of you, reprogramming your limiting beliefs and patterns, tapping into and trusting your inner wisdom, and harnessing God's power within you so that you can unlock new possibilities in your business and your life. And this show brings it to you. Step with me into a God-powered reality wilder than your wildest dreams, with freedom, impact, abundance, and enjoyment that you were created for. Let's go. So welcome to another episode of the Free to Soar podcast. I'm your host, Connie Jones, and I'm so grateful that you're here today. Got some fun, really exciting stuff today that I can't wait to share with you. It's from my heart and from my journey, and just can't wait to share it. So I'll start here I always say entrepreneurship is the greatest and most challenging personal development journey that there ever could be, in so many good ways and challenging ways. Entrepreneurship challenges us, it pulls everything out in us. It invites us to heal, to grow, to up-level like no other endeavor. And it has been the most rewarding investment in myself and most rewarding journey of becoming more of me that God created than I can imagine. And I am so grateful for all of you, or for all that I have learned and that I continue to on a daily basis. I am, as I continue that journey, and as I continue my journey to become my best me, to living in the fullness of my purpose, to optimizing my potential and maximizing the impact that I have in the world, while also maximizing the capacity that my business wants to expand into over the last 10 or so years, I've had the privilege of guiding and supporting other gifted, heart-centered, mission-driven business owners to do the same. And what a gift that's been to my heart. I don't ever take that for granted. I cherish it every day. I'm grateful every day that I get to walk out this amazing journey of with so many incredible men and women who are on their own professional development journey, their own personal development journey, who are courageously creating something bigger than themselves to change lives in beautiful ways in this world that are aligned with their passion and their purpose. And there's just nothing better than that. And as I coach these change makers, I'm constantly reflecting on and sharing the lessons and the truth that I've learned along the way to inspire, to encourage, and to empower them along their path. And so today I want to share with you the top 10 truths that I've learned throughout my entrepreneur journey to encourage and empower you wherever you may be in your own journey as you build your dreams in your business and your life. And so let me start with this. Entrepreneurship is wild. It is a wild ride. And there are so many hard days and so many moments where it would be easy to give into the pressure and just quit. And gosh, have I had some of those days, many of those days. But thank God, not in the most recent years, as I've gotten incredible support and wisdom from coaches and an amazing community for for support and accountability at a whole nother level. And if you don't have that community for support and accountability, and you don't have coaches, then I strongly encourage you to, because it is a true game changer on every level of your business and your life. Yet, in spite of all the hard days and all the challenges, nothing compares to the satisfaction of doing something that once felt impossible, making the impossible possible, and proving all my deepest fears wrong, and looking my ego in the face and saying, you won't win. I win because he is in me. Setting goals and standards that feel unreachable, and then becoming who I am, who I'm created to be with, and making those goals that felt unreachable at once my reality. And that's my hope and my prayer for you too. And again, I thank you for being on this journey with me, because you are a part of this community. And I'm so grateful to my community here with this podcast. And all my clients, past, present, and future, and everybody who's ever supported me. It feels like such an honor to be able to sit here and record this podcast and put content out in the world that people find inspiring and uplifts them and guides them in ways that change them in positive ways. And I hope that you'll keep coming back every single week. And it means so much to me that to see that all the hard work that I've put in throughout the years in order to build the freedom giving business and the successful, enjoyable business that I love, that in life that aligns with my values and my heart's desires, and that impacts the lives of others in a powerfully positive way, is incredibly rewarding. And it's so special to me. And getting to pour wisdom and encouragement into you as you do the same, I celebrate that. So I celebrate that. I celebrate you. I celebrate us. And we need for this type of information in the world, and the desire that so many of us have, the entrepreneurs, the trailblazers, the change makers, that we have to learn and grow and flourish, and we continue to evolve. We need that information. We need that encouragement, so that we can bring others along and lift them as we climb. So as you as we go along, I want you to hear these 10 truths and see what you think about them. I'd love to hear your responses to them and reactions to them. I'd love to hear your own stories about them. So feel free to share that with me. But are you ready to hear the 10 truths that I've learned that about leading a successful freedom business that allows me to make the impact that I was created for, and to live the life that I love too? All right. So on this journey, there's been so many more than just these 10, but I want to encourage you in your journey and provide some perspective. And so let's get started. Let's dive in. So lesson number one is that your business is your masterpiece. It is your unique artwork. Your business is an expression of your heart. It's the essence. It's the unique essence of who you are. And you are magical, and you are magnetic, and you are a force to be reckoned with. You are first a magical, powerful being reflecting God's image, created then to do all that you do in alignment with who you are from embodying your being. And the very foundation that we can't overlook in our business. I help people build their business from the inside out, not the outside in, not strategies and formulas and cookie cutter, because those things, you were made with a special wiring. You were made with special inner wisdom. You were made with a special purpose, and you need to really tap into that and follow that guide that's within you, that divine design. And so the foundation that we can't overlook as we create our business and we build our dreams is understanding and connecting to our true essence, and expressing that in an aligned way in our business as we share what's in our heart with the world in our unique way that only we can do it. You, and the way that you transmit and deliver information is the way that only you can do it, and no one else can do it quite like you can. And your people need that specifically from you, the way you do it. So your essence, and by essence, I mean who you were created to be, your unique, authentic embodiment, your special chemistry, your gifts, your strengths, your story, your passions, your purpose, your wiring, your values, and your desires. Your essence is your magic, and it creates a magnetic aroma that attracts your people and opens possibilities and allows flow of ease and abundance into your business and your life. Your essence is also your clarity and your inner compass that guides the way. You are the master artist, and your masterpiece is your business. So it gets to be your art, and it gets to be fun. You got to harness your gifts and harness your gifts and your passion to unlock and unleash your unique magic and brilliance into the world in your unique way. It's kind of like Jedi warrior training in a sense. You have to connect to your heart, listen to what it wants you to know, because it's your power center and your wise guide. And then stay connected to your body, because the answers aren't in your head. Your passion is your fuel. We have to harness our power and our superpowers, because that's our force. That's our force within that we have to harness. And we got to be fueled by our passion and our joy instead of being driven for success. We got to center ourselves in our purpose and align with our values and access that inner wisdom and trust our instincts as our guide. Because when we're in our essence, our why is clear and our vision is clear. We know what to say yes to. We know what to say no to. We know where to spend our time and our energy and our resources. We're clear on our priorities. We know where we're headed, and we know what we're creating. The marketing messaging is absolutely clear too when your vision and your why is clear, when you're living in your essence and it flows from you. You don't have to work hard to figure it out. So everything flows out with ease and enjoyment as you align with your essence and show up that way in your life and your business. And we're empowered to lead and grow our business in a way that feels aligned and easeful and enjoyable. When you're in alignment with and fully embodying your true essence, you are most powerful, you're most impactful, you're most magnetic, and you're most magical. And everything can flow easily to you and through you. And then you get to feel the flow of being the artist and create what you love from the inside out. When you're not living and leading from your essence or in alignment with who you really are, you're in resistance to your natural state, and things are going to feel heavy and hard and draining. They're going to be a struggle. So I want to ask you today, are you connected with and centered in your true essence? Really? Do you even know what it is? Have you done that work? Have you learned to harness your power and your superpowers to be the magnetic attractor that you were created to be and unlock new possibilities in your business and your life so that things do feel easy and enjoyable and inflow? Is your business an expression of your essence? Is it your masterpiece? Are you honoring your true desires and your joy? Because if not, I'd love to help you. And there's some free resources in the show notes and free on-demand workshops and assessments and 3 different coaching programs for you to benefit from that will help you transform into your highest optimized self so that you can live, understand your essence and live from your passion and lead from your passion and build the business and the life that you really want. So check those out if that's the case. And I'm also happy to have a conversation with you. You can always schedule a free consult with me. You can see that on my website at conniejonescoach.com. All right, you ready for truth number 2? Truth number 2 is the next level of your business requires the next level of leader in you. So the honest to God truth is that you have a warrior within you and he or she is waiting to awaken and arise. You are a powerful divine warrior and she or he is waiting to be unlocked and unleashed so that she or he can leverage the limitless possibilities in your business. But that next level of you you're going to have to embody that next level of you in order to live and lead the next level of your business. Because that next level of your business requires that next level leader of you in you to show up. And it's time to start thinking like a warrior. We're attached to the person who started our business, and we're comfortable with the person who manages our current reality. We can't realize the next level of our business with the same survival thinking patterns, programming, and nervous system conditioning, or same old familiar habits that are going to get us right where we have always been. The same old limiting beliefs and patterns are going to keep you right where you are. And if you don't learn how to leverage the potential and possibility within you, nothing's going to change, or the changes that you want won't happen. So it's time to expand your ability to receive. Don't realize that when we're in that we're self-sufficient and self-protective and fearful. And when we're in that energy and reacting from that place, that we're in resistance to receiving the flow of abundance and closed off to possibilities. And we have on blinders and our energy is blocked when we're there. We're conditioned and we're programmed with fear, self-doubt, lack, fear, urgency, reactivity, powerlessness, and we believe lies about ourselves, about our value, and about what's possible for us and what we're worthy of. And we just stay there and we accept that. And some examples of that may be, that we resist more revenue because we believe we don't deserve it, or we've never had it and we don't know how to receive it in. We fear failure versus fearing success, afraid of what it's going to require of us to be as successful as we want. Or we're afraid of the retribution of that. So we tell ourselves we're fearing failure, but we actually fear what success means for us because we don't know how to do it any other way. We don't know how to have freedom in success. So we do what we're good at, and then shifting roles is scary and uncertain. Or we do things that we avoid the things that we're not good at or comfortable with and so we create a job for ourselves instead of really growing our business into a sustainable, scalable one. Or fear and anxiety run us. And so we stay in the urgency and the reactivity of the daily. And we do all of our doing from the wrong being. Or we, do the 95% that keeps us busy, but we miss the 5% of the things that are going to really move our business forward and move us along towards our vision that we really want and make the cash register ring. And so our survival patterns keep us safe and they give us a certain sense of certainty, but they don't allow us to grow and expand into them more. And so we've got to take that wiring and reprogram it, rewire it, because we're amazing at surviving. We do that innately by struggling, by stressing, by being self-sufficient, by being self-sacrificing and self-protecting. But we weren't created to struggle, strive, and survive. We have to do the inner work to reprogram and condition ourselves to thrive. And I promise you that work is actually not near as hard as it is as struggling and surviving and striving and stressing every day. And if you'd like to learn, I'd love to help you, because you can have another whole reality, I promise, and your life can just unlock and unleash right before your eyes. And so we got to stop living from that limited conditioning and metamorphosize. That's a big word. And transform. So what are the blocks? What are the resistances? What are the patterns and habits and conditions, the mindsets that cause you to stay stale, stuck, and stagnant that you need to look at and ask for help with, that need to change? Who does the version of your business that you really dream of need you to become? Because that version of you is already in there. He or she's already realized. We just have to align with her and embody her or him and show up that way. What does that next level, or who does the next level of your life require you to expand into? It's aligning with that you energetically, and make decisions from that you and begin to shift beliefs and programming to line up with that you. And it's also important to recondition your nervous system for safety and calm and receptivity and trust and abundance and joy, where things can flow in easily with abundance, without all the resistance and the struggle that you've had, where you don't have to experience lack anymore. You clear those unconscious blocks. You can clear those energetic blocks. And my Breakthrough to Arise program will help you do that step by step. It gives you all the tools and all the practices, and I walk it out with you. Also, my online course, Breakthrough, the online experience Breakthrough, and the Warrior Arise book you can get on Amazon will also do that. You can read about all of those more on my website, ConnieJonesCoach.com. But I want you to hear this. The dragons that you've defeated along the way have made you a more sharpened warrior. And it's time to go to that next level. It's time to break through your limitations and unlock and optimize your potential and open to new possibility that you can't even imagine is available to you. It's essential to get out of your own way, to learn what's the key to allowing your business to grow to the next level of success, and do that personal development journey. And you're going to need guidance and coaching and wisdom and up-leveling and community along the way, because you're either growing and expanding or you're stagnant and you're dying. And that's the truth. You know, it's like, and I'll talk about this in future podcasts, but it's like Michelangelo with David. When Michelangelo sculpted the statue of David, I don't remember who it was, but maybe the Pope or someone asked him, how did he get David? How did he make that happen? And he goes, I just chipped away at everything that wasn't David. And so we do the same in our personal and professional development journey. We become him or her, and we do away with whatever is not that next level version of us, and whatever's getting in the way of where we want to be, whatever isn't aligned with where we want to go in our business. We release it. And you focus on what takes you there. You don't waste time and energy on anything else. And you become and you embrace and you embody who you are already as that version of you. And you show up as her or him in your business, in your life. And as you do, that will manifest in your reality. It really is that simple, and it is powerful. And I'd love for you to get to experience that like I have, and so many of the other clients that I've coached. But you ready for truth number 3 right now? Truth number 3 is this. It's important to build a strategic, scalable, sustainable business plan, but not only a strategic, scalable, sustainable business plan for success, but also for your health, your happiness, and your wellness. And what I mean by that is it is so crucial that you identify your values and your priorities, and that you schedule them in first, and you build your business around them so that your business supports your health, your wellness, and the abundance, but also supports the lifestyle that you want to live. If your business is a reflection of your heart, then you have to make sure that the non-negotiables for you in your life are scheduled in first, including you. The things that allow you to be your best version of you, the things that are in coherence with your why and your values. And if your business is an expression of you, then what allows you to be your best you? Is it spiritual connections and practices? I know that that's essential for me. Is it hobbies? Is it creativity? Is it mindfulness and meditation daily? Is it grounding practices? Is it movement, family connections, or family and other relationship connections? Is it journaling and writing? Is it what allows you to be on center? What allows you to be aligned, truly aligned, your best you? What fuels and rejuvenates your soul? What space do you need in your day to be creative and innovative? What brings you joy and fosters creativity and fun? It's not about what you do so much as how you do it. It's how you decide you want to work with your clients that brings you joy. It's how you'd really like to do your social media if you didn't have to worry about all the shoulds and the have tos. It's what kinds of clients you would really say yes and no to if you didn't have to worry about paying the bills from a lack standpoint or having to do things in order to martyr yourself for money. How would you connect with like-minded people, with your ideal clients in joyful, easeful ways if you didn't have to do it a certain way? Joy, creativity, and fun all fuel abundance in our business, not self-sacrifice and striving and struggle and surviving. And our top goals and our priorities for our strategic plan for our business need to be the internal goals and the transformation that we need so that we can become the next leader our business needs us to be and get the breakthroughs to the next level of success and growth that we yearn for. And we've got to have security and our safety attached to something, to our internal, to recondition our nervous system so that we can feel safe and secure and learn to feel that way within all the time, no matter what's going on the outside. And we've got to learn how to stop people pleasing and setting boundaries and limits and honoring what we need and we want, and learn to trust our natural rhythms and trust our inner knowing, and resolve that trauma survival based patterns that are perpetuating behaviors and choices that keep us limited. Yes, the nuts and the bolts of the business are so important. And I teach you all of those too. Those are so important. The structure, the systems, the team, the delegation, the practice management system, the systems being automated, the team development, creating community, lead generation, sales, all those things, marketing are so, so, so important. But without coming from all of that, or coming from a fueled body, mind, and heart into all of that, you'll make decisions from old mindsets and patterns, and you won't have the clarity, the courage, or the confidence, or the conviction that you need. And everything will be hard and driven by fear and scarcity and have-tos. And that's the difference between being driven to succeed and fueled by passion and purpose. So I want you to begin to focus on creating and following a process for your business that fuels the outcomes that you want naturally, instead of focusing on the outcomes, because you will be emptied of yourself from all the alignment, the misaligned doing, if you keep doing the shoulds and the have-tos. It's time to have clarity and conviction about how you spend your time and your energy and make those aligned decisions and do it from a full cup. So that's your challenge and your encouragement for today with that. How can you begin to do that? For truth number 3. All right, truth number 4. No one else will believe in your vision and your mission as much as you do until you do it, until it's done. So you got to stop waiting for people to be really fired up and excited about your vision, because no one's going to be as excited about your vision as you are. And we've got to stop waiting for our friends and our family to be the first people that are amped up about our product or our services or our programs, because what we've created are products and services. But a lot of the times at the start, people just aren't going to see the vision or the mission as clearly as we do. And they're sure not going to be as passionate about it. And that's okay. And that doesn't mean, and maybe even your prospects won't be as excited about it as you are. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them or that they're bad people or that you need to cut them out of your life. Or it doesn't mean that that's not your purpose. But when you get an intuitive feeling about something that you want to create in the world, it's only natural that it's going to feel the strongest for you, and that you're going to be able to see that vision really clearly, because it is your purpose. It's your mission that God has placed on your heart, not on anybody else's. And so you're the person that's supposed to steward that dream and bring it to fruition. And so you're going to see it very clearly. You're going to have to see it very clearly and believe in it and in your potential, even if other people don't. And the truth of it is, like most genius ideas in the world usually start out as something that appears or feels really crazy and impossible. So think about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs. And I know those are the extremes, but like so many incredible entrepreneurs that have created things in the world. Or think about this. Think about the things that you've already created that you never thought that, that you couldn't see where they were going to go, but you believed in them. And now you see where they've ended up. And now it's the new one. And you've got to go do the same thing with this new one, where originally your idea is probably not well received. Most genius ideas are going to start out as something that seems crazy. And it's okay if you feel like your dream, your vision, your mission, or what you want to do in creating the world, to create in the world seems a bit crazy. It doesn't mean that it won't be successful. But you're going to have to believe in it because no one else is going to until you've already done it. And there's going to be people that might only see the vision and might only believe in it when it happens. And there might even be people that tell you it's a bad idea or it's unsafe or you need to, do something else. But, and let me say this, we definitely don't need to do things to prove others wrong. Proving energy is not productive energy. So it's not about proving others wrong or proving ourselves right. But what I've learned, it's about passion. It's about being passion fueled. And what I've learned in entrepreneurship is that the reason that so many people succeed and the reason so many people don't succeed is that there's a small percentage, a very small percentage that are not willing to give up. And the people that just keep going, they keep pivoting, they keep evolving, they keep trying, they keep creating, they keep getting back up. And those are the people that ultimately win and they see it come to fruition. And know this, believing is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It's faith in what we cannot yet see. But our minds are powerful creators, and our capacity to allow a certain amount of what we want, what God has already said is ours, money, relationships, goodness, success, whatever, is unlimited, or our capacity to allow that certain amount of those things that we want, that God has already said are ours, are limited because of our programming and beliefs. And one of the key things I did, and I now help others do, is to clear all that out and clean it up and align with the empowered approach to unleash the already realized divine self that lives within us, lives within me and lives within you. And the Bible says anything is possible for those who believe. And Jesus is not a liar. Belief is so powerful. And we have his power in us. We have his faith in us, his supernatural faith in us. So we don't have to do it alone. We get to believe and we get to bring things from the spirit realm to the physical realm to realize them. That God has already said are ours. He's already said this is yours. He's placed it in our hearts. So we get to decide what we want. We get to define what that looks like, and we get to declare it into our lives. And if we come from an intentional energy, an intentional focus versus a want comes from scarcity energy, and intention comes from powerful decision, from belief energy, from faith. When we define, we decide, and we declare it, and we write it down, and we believe it, and we reinforce it, and we embody it, then we open to the possibilities. Then we can get curious. We can be supported. We have everything we need in abundance within us and around us so that we can co-create with God. We got to decide that our dreams are inevitable. We got to decide that this is inevitable. How can you begin to decide that what you want is really the truth? And how can you actually get yourself to believe that this is not only possible, but it actually is probable? And so it can be yours. It can happen for you. And in order to believe these big visions for your life and for your business, we have to embody them, and we've got to surround ourselves with reinforcement for that and support and people who are already living it. And you got to get in those rooms with the people who are living that. And you need to be around people that are like, yeah, you can do that and you can make that much money. And here's what I'm doing. And here's how I can help you. And look at this. And all of a sudden your mind is expanded and it no longer feels like so crazy to think of that being your reality. And community and masterminds and coaching changed my life. And I now have two different ones for business owners and one in general for anybody who wants to uplevel their life and their business. We heal and we grow in community and we thrive and we optimize when we become the best versions of ourselves. And that's what I teach and coach people how to do. Truth number 5, love what you do and do what you love. Otherwise, it's just not going to be sustainable, right? You became an entrepreneur because you want something that's going to make you feel more alive, and you want something that's going to allow you to feel more free. And so if you don't actually love the work that you're doing, it's not going to be sustainable long term. And when you're doing what you love, it won't feel like work. It won't feel hard and heavy and burdensome. When you're truly passionate about something, you do it from a passion fueled being and you find a way. You do it from your aligned creative being, and then you're fueled and you're fulfilled and it's fun. People ask me a lot, how do you stay motivated all the time? And I'm not always motivated, but I love what I do. And so I find a way to keep going because there's a fire inside of me. I find a way to fuel my creativity. I find a way to make it fun. I find a way to make adjustments and to evolve. Of course, there's days when I'm tired. Of course, there's days when I'm overwhelmed. Of course, there's days when I'm stressed. Of course, there's days when I feel doubtful. But and I think, oh, gosh, wouldn't it just be nice not to have to do any of this anymore? But when you're truly passionate about something and you're building your dream and you love it and it fuels that fire within you and you do it in a way that you love it, that lights you up, oh my gosh, there's just nothing like it. So I strongly encourage you to do your work in a way that you want to do it and you can, the way that energizes you, that doesn't deplete you just because it's the industry standard or the only way you've ever done it or the way that you've seen it done or the way that you were taught or the way that seems to pay the bills at this point. It's not the only way. So follow that pull inside of you. What's calling to you? What's inviting you in? What lights you on fire? What feels fun and enjoyable to you? You can have it your way. Your inner compass, your divine design will lead you to that. And you can pivot and shift and align and take courageous action and search your heart. It's way more than just a job in your work. It's your life's mission. It's part of your purpose. It is life-giving, and it needs to reignite your fire. And know this, if you're not seeing the results you want and things feel hard and heavy and burdensome, or you're finding it hard to do the things that you say that you want to do, then probably it's either that you don't want it bad enough, or it's not aligned with your passion, or maybe you don't love it enough, or maybe you've lost your passion or your fire, or maybe you actually need to get the help that you need to create the vision or to make the pivots and evolve and create what you really want. And you can have that. So decide what it is that you need. What are you missing? What support do you need in order to close that gap so that you can show up more and be lit up from the inside out? Truth number 6, get as close to the people who have what you want as possible. This is so important. This piece of advice is invaluable, yet because a lot of times there's investments involved and there's risk involved in things and rejection involved, getting in those spaces, whatever it is, we avoid it. We postpone it. We think, I'll do that later when I'm further along. I'll do that later when I have more money. I'll do that when I can afford it. But what I really want to share with you is all that the truth of how much this has impacted me and changed my life. We level up when we're influenced by and in close proximity to people who have more answers and more experience and more wisdom and a more expansive mindset than we do. We need to be around people and need to be influenced by people who are already living the life and have the business that we want. And they will help us. I have seen that over and over and over. We level up when we can see things as being possible and probable way more than we ever have. When we are around people that level up our mindset, when we get around people, yes, it does cost us money and it does take a risk and of rejection, but you're not going to be rejected. People who are leveling up are always inviting other people in to do it with them. But the return on the investment is more than worth it. And we need to be in side-by-side private mentorship with the people that have what we want, because our life will, what we want in our lives and bettering our lives and building our dreams. When we are around those people, they will infect us, and it will be inevitable that the people that we surround ourselves with are going to allow us to move into those up-leveled places and into the expansive version of us. And they're going to support us every step of the way in doing it. And so we've got to get in those expansive places, and we got to get into the leader energy and that leader frequency of someone who has what you want, who's walked that path. And every successful person will tell you this. So it is absolute truth. If you've been putting that off, time to move forward in it. Truth number 7, it is not enough to be just great at what you do. You've got to be good at storytelling about it. You've got to be good at marketing and telling what you do and sharing it and sharing how it impacts people and how it's affected your business and your life and how it's affected you and the things that you've learned. You've got to be the most, you've got to put yourself out there and communicate that. You could be the most amazing technician or practitioner. And if no one knows about what you do and the impact that you make and the magic that you create, then you'll be doing what you do for nobody, even though it could be the best in the whole wide world. And right now, just being a skilled practitioner and being amazing at what you do is just not enough, because you've got to be skilled at marketing. You've got to be skilled at sales. And in order to do well in those two arenas, when you do well in those two arenas, it is going to take your business to the next level. But you got to know how to storytell about your product and your service and your program and how it transformed people's lives. And we've got to be able to capture attention of our prospects, capture the attention of our people and draw them in and speak their love language and elicit their emotions and influence them to take action. We've got to draw them into our community and be their best friends and be their professional bestie. And we've got to be clear in our messaging and our heart selling and our storytelling so that we can master marketing. And we don't have to do that ourselves. You can ask for help in that. And you don't have to do all of that. You can receive help in that and have a team to help you with that. But if you're not doing that, and you're not focused on growing in that area, it's time to start doing that, because it will make all the difference in the world. Lesson number 8, accomplishments don't make you happy. Happiness makes you happy. To find joy in life, find what brings you joy and make that the most important things, because your accomplishments don't make you happy for very long. They're instant gratification, but they fade. It's happiness that's the thing that's going to make you happy, or the joy, the abiding joy. So find the things that bring you joy. Make those the things that you spend your time doing. Make them the steady, consistent in your life. Adventuring with your partner, your spouse, laughing till it hurts, reminiscing with old friends, and being in nature, having quiet time of your own, doing your spiritual practices, having slow evenings at home with candles lit, or morning walks on the beaches, and deep chats with people who are meaningful to you. Maybe it's helping change someone's life in a profound way. I mean, all these are the things that I love, and these are things that bring me joy. And I am very, very intentional about this. And I'm still working at letting those things be the consistent forefront of my life. But they're becoming more that way every day. And I've built enough a self-assessment or self-awareness to know that I absolutely love working, because it doesn't feel like work to me. I love what I do. And if I won the lottery, I would still do what I do. And I would follow my purpose and impact people's lives in a positive way, because I absolutely love doing that. And some of the work I do on a regular basis is to center myself in the fact that the accomplishments aren't the thing that are going to make me happy. There is so much more to life than work. And I love a quote from Alex Hormozy that he says, I'm not sure if this is original quote, but I think I heard it from him. But he says, you've already achieved so many things that you said you would that will make you happy. And no matter where you are in life, I think this rings true. You've already achieved the things that you thought would make you happy. So many of those things that you thought would make you happy. So many of the things that you convinced yourself would make you happy. But achievements don't make you happy. Being authentically you and delighting in your life and radiating in your purpose fuel your joy. And that's true happiness. Truth number 9. Your inner circle is sacred. And when you step into the energy of the CEO, the visionary CEO in your business, the people that drain you in your life no longer get access to your energy or your time or your energetic space. And they definitely don't have the ability to opinionate over what you do or you don't do with your business or your life when you step into that CEO energy. You hear me? Say that to yourself again. Feel that. Protect that. It is so valuable. Non-renewable resources of time and energy. You don't get them back. You get a lot better at setting those boundaries and knowing who deserves access to your energy and your time when you step into that CEO energy and you do that inner work and you transform and you embody who you really are and you align with your heart. And you also know whose opinions you want to seek and allow in your life. And the one thing that I, think that is important that is that, whether you're an entrepreneur, or you're a spiritual entrepreneur, or you're a practitioner, not everybody in your circle has to be exactly like you. My mastermind, my Kingdom Business Freedom Framework mastermind, has an array of business owners in it. They all have things in common that are really specific things that they're working on that create that consistency in that mastermind that make it magical. But they're all different businesses. They're heart-centered, they're mission-driven, and they want freedom in their business, and they have a team. That's one of my masterminds. I have another one where they're all practitioners and coaches and therapists and solopreneurs that are heart-centered. And whether, but you don't have to have everybody just like you in your circle. It's nice to have that variety. So not everybody that you hang out with needs to be the same, but the sacred inner circle that you develop as an entrepreneur and as a CEO and as the boss of your own life requires that you only allow people to access you that encourage, empower, and challenge you in healthy ways and up-level you, because they are growth minded too. And they can cheer you on when you're winning, and they can be really there for you when you're down. And those are the people that you want in your life. And it doesn't matter if they totally, fully get it. They can be part of your beautiful inner circle of people that support you and love you and believe in you and uplift you. They don't have to get every aspect of your business. We don't have to expect everyone in our life to be asking us about our business or interested in every detail. But having people in our life that are supportive and that want you to win is incredible. And that's essential. And they don't have to be super invested in everything that we're doing. But they've got to be very wise, or we've got to be very wise to have wise people who can pour into us, who value our time and our energy and value where we're headed and help us get there. That matters. And truth number 10, last but not least, we're almost there, you guys. If you aren't encountering imposter syndrome, you aren't challenging yourself enough. We don't need to allow imposter syndrome the power that it doesn't deserve. And that's for sure. And you'll hear me talk a lot more about imposter syndrome. And we don't need to allow imposter syndrome to rob us of our potential and our possibility. But what I've also realized on this journey is that it's going to come up again and again and again as we continue to grow. And I actually have come to terms with the fact that it just will. And that's just the way it's going to be. And now, rather than being shocked or surprised by it or judging myself for it, now I realize, all right, so this is happening again, which means I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. This is brand new. This feels hard. This feels uncharted. That feels unknown. And that's a good thing. Imposter syndrome is simply a protective mechanism. It's a survival response. It's an ego response I call our ego edging God out. It's our ego survival response that's trying to protect us from being outside of our comfort zone. It's trying to protect us from any harm or threat. But it doesn't realize that it actually keeps us from the things that we want the most by staying in our comfort zone. From being in the unknown, it keeps us. But if you're not feeling like you're an imposter ever, then that's a problem. What that means to me is that we need to start challenging ourselves a little bit more. We need to get in our growth. We need to get in the center of our growth and really start challenging ourselves to up level and to be and do the things that we want in our heart. Otherwise, we're living out of alignment. And who is that serving? No one. Because if you're constantly growing and evolving and you want to stretch yourself and go into the new areas and try the new things and create the things that you've never done before and serve a caliber of client that you've never served before, or you want to speak on the bigger stages or do the bigger things in your life than what you've ever done before, then of course you're going to feel imposter syndrome. We all do. Of course you're going to feel the fear. Of course you're going to wonder, holy crap, how can I actually do this? And can I actually do this? And can I get the results for these people? And am I cut out for this? And are they really going to like this? And am I going to be rejected? You're going to feel all of those things. You're going to feel that, but you're going to have to let the dream, the fuel of your dream be bigger than that. You're going to have to think bigger than that. And you're going to have to learn how to overcome that imposter syndrome and do the thing afraid. we've got to be committed to our personal growth journey. And we've got to do this so often that we start to feel the discomfort and know why we're feeling what we're feeling. And we're never done with this discomfort as long as we're growing. It's a sign that we're growing. It's a sign that we're stepping into bigger things. It's a sign that we're up leveling. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So you don't need to not feel the fear. You don't need to let imposter syndrome throw you off as much as it does. The most important thing, the only important thing, is that you don't allow it to stop you from moving forward and saying yes to the big opportunities, even if they're scary. That's the only thing that matters. You don't need to not feel imposter syndrome. You don't need to not feel the fear and the doubt. You need to feel it and do it anyway, and step out and keep moving forward and do the thing you want. Feel it and say yes anyway. Feel it and put one foot in front of the other. And it's not about feeling it. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about learning how to transmute it and work with it and understand where it's coming from and what it's trying to show you. And that actually it's a perceived threat that's not real. And that it's a sign of growth. And it's a green light of like, yes, keep going, because you're moving into bigger things and better things that you want. Because we're created to step outside. We're created to step out of our comfort zone. We're created to expand into the more. We're on a journey of becoming who we were created to be. And the journey to the more is going to teach way more about ourselves. Teach us way more about ourselves than we could have ever imagined. And as a result of doing the work to grow and expand our capacity, we're going to be smarter, we're going to be better, we're going to be wiser, and we're going to be more resilient for it. We're going to be more determined, we're going to be more patient, and we're going to be more embodied in our mission. We're going to be more effective, and we're going to be more abundant. And it's about becoming a totally new version of yourself by achieving a big goal. And then the next one now that expands you again, and to dig deeper again, and to think bigger, and to step further into your own evolution of self. The person that you become along the way is way more valuable than the money that ends up in your bank account or the success that you achieve. But it's still a worthwhile pursuit. It's still worthwhile to desire more wealth, to desire financial freedom, to set these big goals for yourself, to even though they don't bring happiness, even though the high of the achievement doesn't last, it's still worthwhile pursuit. Because the person that you become along the way is the change that you were probably hoping for. It's the journey you were meant to take and meant to conquer. It's who you're intended to be and the impact that you make along the way that makes the world a better place and that glorifies God in the most amazing way that you were created. You are becoming the person that you were destined to be because of the fact that you are here and you're listening to this and you're setting these things in motion and you're dreaming your dreams and you're doing your growth work. And the more that you realize that the journey was the whole point all along, that there's no finish line, that there's no winner, that there's no arriving, just the pursuit, just the process. So you either love the pursuit or you live a miserable life. And so I want to encourage you to let the journey to your goals be a scenic marathon rather than a blood, sweat, and tears sprint. And give yourself permission to desire more for your life, to desire more money, desire more wealth, desire more achievement, desire those big things, desire becoming who you were created to be and become who you were made to become in the process, because that's exactly the thing that you've been needing all along. All right, you guys, I hope this episode has brought you encouragement, wisdom, and inspiration. And I hope that knowing that even your biggest dreams and goals are possible and nothing is wrong with you if you feel like it's hard right now, or if the imposter syndrome is kicking in yet again. You know, my hope with this conversation is that it will expand your idea of what's possible for you and encourage you to keep going no matter what, but to also be the reminder that achievements aren't everything and it's okay to slow down and enjoy the ride. It's a journey of becoming, and you'll get there. I believe in you. Oh, how I believe in you. I know what's possible for you. And I thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this episode and you got something out of it, please take a screenshot, share it with your Instagram stories or on Facebook, share it in an email, share it in a text, or copy the direct link and send it to a friend, send it to your group chat, send it to the entrepreneurial friends that will understand, and to your community who gets you and who also wants this medicine, this food to nourish their soul. And please also make sure that you click the follow button on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen, so that you can be subscribed to the podcast and be aware of when new episodes come out. So you can share, and I can share in the journey with you. Thank you guys so much for being here and for being part of my journey and for letting me be a part of yours. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me today on the Free to Soar podcast, where we empower and equip you to lead the business and the life of your dreams with freedom, impact, enjoyment, and abundance. I look forward to our next episode together, and I invite you to subscribe to be notified of new episodes as they are released. Please share this or your favorite episode with a friend or a loved one, and I'd love it if you'd leave a review on iTunes and Spotify.